Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome back. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive right into it. So you can see up here, I have 342 fills, a little bit of a hectic day. I think I traded quite a few tickers, which usually isn't the best sign. And I don't really think I ended the day too well. I think my last 10 trades, I constantly had bigger losers than winners. And I've been giving back profits probably ever since 8 a.m. So it's been a little bit not the ideal trading day. We were just lacking a little bit of continuation. And the tickers I was looking at didn't do well. I'm not sure what my average size was today, but I'd probably guess around $7,000. I don't think I'm up 10% based on my average position size. That's usually a better day. So if we're up 5% or so, which would pretty much put me at $350 profit or so, I think that would be pretty good for today for sure. So let's check it out and let's open it up. And yeah, 390 right there. So that guess was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. Honestly, I would have not been surprised if I was red today. It was just a really tough day. And you can get a really good overview on how tough it was just based on how many tickers I traded. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never a good sign when you see 6 tickers up here. And I definitely had a few trades where I lost $300-400, and that's why I was kind of thinking, oh man, I maybe I was over $1,000 today at one point, but I couldn't get my groove today. There was no ticker where I was edging into, and I was constantly getting the pops or something like that. None of that existed. It was just one step forward, one step back. And then luckily today I just ended green. I mean, one more trade could have put me red. That's pretty much the synopsis for today. Since there was no perfect lead gapper to maybe talk about, let's just go through these really quickly. And then at the end, talk about swings a little as well. Because I wanted to do that, I think, yesterday, and I totally forgot. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, starting with the ticker we're red on, or most red on, SAVA. This ticker was a bit of a disaster because it had news pending. I think it was the SAVA with the news pending, yeah. Daily chart, yeah, it's been a tough one, but it has big support around $40. Plus, this is a ticker I'm usually not trading in this price category. Pharmaceutical, $1.7 billion market cap, 40 million shares outstanding. Looks like there's some news coming out, but if we go to the 5-minute, you'll see this one was a pretty tricky ticker because it just had this really quick move to the upside. I joined it a little bit late. I was looking at other tickers at the time, but that was pretty much it. After that, there was news pending here, and then it halted up and halted down, and it was just all over the place. So if we look at the 1 minute really quickly, you can kind of see that, if you were able to jump on this one at some point on the break of 42 or so, it could have been really, really nice because that was a 20% move with pretty nice volume. Also, this kind of consolidation here, which on the 5-minute was an okay setup. I started trading in this looking for that pullback continuation, which we never got. And then boom, just like that in that one trade, I was down. Luckily, I was able to cut my losses on this trade in this green area right before it kept selling off. So that saved me a little bit, but ultimately I probably should have cut my losses just really, really quick. I guess I can't complain how it turned out, but yeah, it was kind of a weird one. PPSI, the next ticker, everyone's favorite ticker that just constantly pops up. Let's look at how this one performed on the daily. We're still on an overall kind of a bull flag on the daily chart with a lot of wicks, but technically it has this ascending support zone right here, and who knows how far it's going to go until maybe it has a big breakout here. Overall, I gotta say it is holding its highs pretty well, so this would have just been a classic ticker to swing trade. We've been having so many lead gappers like PPSI just constantly holding their highs and just popping again and again and again. So really, swing trading lead gappers right now is the winning strategy by far. Unfortunately, my swing trade portfolio is fully allocated, and that's why I haven't been doing it, which is a little bit frustrating. On the 5-minute, let's zoom in. Electric equipment company, 9 million shares outstanding, and then 81 million market cap. Looks like it has some catalysts as well. And then here from 7:30 to pretty much 8:15 or so was really the ticket, that quick open. And if you guys remember from my November recap video, from 7 to 8, that's where I make the majority of my money. So that's why I always wake up early to get that 7 to 8 push. And right now I'm in Utah, so I have to wake up at 4:45, so I'm ready to go at 5 a.m., which is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, if you're complaining about getting up early, stop complaining, just do it, and otherwise don't complain. That's what I have to say. Okay, PPSI, I missed this nice first leg. Of course, just like SAVA, I missed this first leg, and that's because I was focusing on other tickers at the time. I was waiting for maybe a second attempt to break $10 here. That's why I started edging into this trade right here. Again, it failed and I cut my losses, and luckily I cut my losses right in time because it actually flushed quite nasty. So I was kind of happy to survive this ticker and only walk away with a $40 loss. Could have been much, much worse. But yeah, once you miss that first leg, it's sometimes really tough because we haven't been seeing the best continuation. We'll see like a first nice front side and then ranging and just selling off. And then eventually it turns into a multi-day runner where it finds support and then gaps again. So you want to keep an eye out for those key support zones on the daily chart. So let's go to CANF. I'm down 20 bucks on that one, or 30 bucks. Let's pop this one up on the daily. You can see we've traded this ticker many times in the past. It also probably has a lot of back holders because it has these failed spikes days. It had a big breakout yesterday. We were trading this ticker quite thickly yesterday, and now it's really pulling back to key support zone. So I actually really like this one for a potential swing trade, and this is just like perfectly falling into our category. Plus, today's a big sell-off day with not a lot of volume, so that's actually quite a bullish sign. Let's zoom into this one a little bit more on the 5-minute, and actually let's look down here as well. So it's industry, biotech, shares, 20 million shares outstanding and 29 million market cap. You know, these are really good overall statistics that I usually like to see, and it looks like it has some warrants that came out, so that's usually a pretty nasty catalyst. Definitely be careful there. $2 a share, exercise price, so that's definitely danger zone. That's clearly why it wasn't able to hold its highs here. I try to do a little bit of a backside trade here, look for a bit of a pop. I might try to do another trade at one point today if we see a little bit more support come in, this area start holding. I think this could be a really good multi-day runner, but again, I'm not going to be holding overnight just because I don't want to turn my day trading account into a swing trading account. Yeah, it's kind of a tough place to be, but there's nothing worse than having a day trading account that all of a sudden can't be a day trading account because it's fully allocated and you're just like, well, that was foolish. So I've gone down that road before and I don't want to do it again. And then here you can see quickly on the 1 minute how I went ahead and traded this one. It was like a light break of key support, and that's why I jumped in on this one, but eventually more volume came in and I quickly cut my losses here. But now actually look at that bounce off of 146. That's a 3% move. Not too bad. 3.6% move. Well, it's not a lot, but it's okay. BFRI, finally a ticker I'm green on. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this one. Man, today's just a total scratch fest, honestly. For me personally, BFRI was nice because it was a blue sky setup. It's at all-time highs, which was really nice because you just don't know how far one of these tickers is going to run. My problem was on this one, if you go to the 4 hour, you can see it's kind of lacking like serious volume today for the fact that it's a blue sky setup. So that wasn't like the best. But if you see here on that 9 EMA, look at that support coming in just so clean. Pharmaceutical company, almost 50 million shares outstanding, 166 million market cap, so it's a little bit of a bigger company. Looks like it has some more catalysts coming out today, but overall it's just a multi-day runner, so there's just constantly catalysts coming out on this one. Zoom into the 1 minute, you'll see how I went ahead and traded this one. So I fumbled here on the red to green so hard. I got in a little bit too early, kind of chased it here when it flushed to the downside, and then pop right back up. So I started getting aggressive on this on the pop up, but then it flushed back down again. Luckily, I didn't do all my size right away, and I was able to size into this area, but then I closed right here at 82 before this big 8% pop, and that was kind of frustrating. Again, I went ahead and missed this move here, which technically was a great 5-minute setup. It halted twice to the upside, and then I did a little bit of a scalp trade here. But ultimately with BFRI, I missed the two good moves on it, and that was the proper red to green move from 960 roughly all the way up to 1050. That was a 10% pop, and then again in this pullback area where the 5-minute was looking really nice, and if I even just got out before the first halt, I could have still made like 10%, and if I got stuck in the halt, I could have even walked away over 30% at one point. So that's just crazy because BFRI opened higher, and it was just like such a wild ticker. So again, I was just constantly missing the good moves, and then I was kind of coming into it a little bit late, and that's what I mean today. I just couldn't really get into my groove, which was a little frustrating for sure. RELI, a little bit better on this one, up $300 on it. Let's zoom in on the daily chart and let's see how it looks. So this one, big sell-off here. Now we're actually just getting close to a blue sky setup. We punched through a lot of resistance zones. We're actually finding some good support around 5.7 right now. This could be a good buy opportunity in this area. It's an insurance company with that 11 million shares outstanding, 63 million market cap, so pretty good stats overall. This thing's just been pumping out catalyst after catalyst. I wasn't really so focused on that, but let's go to the 5-minute here and zoom in a little bit more. So you see that big support around 5.5. This could be one of those great accumulations as that 180-day SMA comes in, and again, just like right in this area around 5.5 or $5 even could be a really good zone to buy and then look for a continuation. And ultimately, if it doesn't work and it keeps selling off, you oftentimes get out for a retest before there's a continuation to the downside. But what you obviously would be looking for is support to be coming in, and then this ticker to be moving to the upside. So either way, could be a good play roughly in this area around 5.5, but for now, I think you kind of want to wait and see, wait to see where a bottom starts coming in before you jump into this one. Pre-market, it was kind of tricky to trade. Let's zoom out on this one a little bit more and then start in the beginning. This had a really quick move around 7 o'clock all the way to the top. That was a 30% move. Again, I kind of was a little bit slow on this one. I started sizing it a little bit late, but I was able to make some decent profits. Unfortunately, I did give back right here on this little mini backside. And then I didn't trade it anymore until it went back above VWAP, and then I tried to start getting aggressive, but I was a little bit late to the party again. And then this pullback here, I just took profits way too quick, and I guess I missed that real pop. A lot of times I'd be entering tickers too soon or missing that front side setup, and then when I do get in it, I either sell too soon or there's a lack of continuation. So I was somehow just always a little bit on the wrong side today, and I wasn't really able to sink my teeth into a proper trade. Even on this breakout right here, I was buying at 742 initially, so that was already into the breakout. But even this one, I didn't really get that big size, which was a little frustrating. But this was overall a pretty okay trade. But then I went ahead and gave it back in this area when I didn't have that continuation. So yeah, RELI was kind of tricky because if you missed that first pop, that was pretty much it. There wasn't that nice front side momentum and continuation. So there was a pretty solid red to green move here. And I knew since they were flushed here, when you look to the left, I had a feeling it was going to flush somewhere around this double top, and it did. So I was really conservative to get an entry here. Unfortunately, I had all my sizes like right below VWAP, and I only got filled with 100 shares right around here, and it popped up quickly around 4%, and I just closed it. I was like, I would be wanting a bigger size here, but that was exactly the move I wanted, so I just closed my 100 shares. That would have been a great trade, and technically, I could have done it again right in this area, but I don't like doing that same trade twice. That always gets me a little bit weary. Moving forward to QNRX, I'm actually really surprised that this one is my winner. It's been a total snoozer ever since the market opened, and let's go on the daily here and zoom in on this one. Yeah, it's awful. High relative volume though, so that's looking pretty good. It is a gap up day. It's a red candle, but it's a gap up, so it's actually a green day still. Industry NA, that's kind of funny. Looks like it's some sort of pharmaceutical company though. And 8 million shares outstanding with a 17 million market cap. So that's pretty good in terms of spikeability. This ticker, once it gets momentum, could run really quickly. It just has all these failed spike days, and I'm sure this ticker is just littered with bag holders, so that's not really too exciting. But it does have really big support around $2, so that's not too shabby. Unfortunately, there was just so much resistance above. The second we did pop up right here to the 9 EMA, this ticker just gets slammed back down. Let's go to the 5-minute and look into this a little bit more. Yeah, really choppy here. So, what is this? I don't even know how you trade that. Then, sells off totally again before it spikes up again. I try to buy this 9 EMA pullback looking for continuation. Of course, we didn't really get that, but I still walked away with actually 10 cents a share on a $2.70 stock. So that was actually a pretty good trade with pretty decent size. I went for a red to green move on this one, but it failed. And then I tried this 180-day simple moving average balance, but that one also failed pretty quickly. Let's zoom in on the 1 minute just to see a little bit more how that looks. QNRX, you can see here there was a wick to the downside, bought on the wick, and I sold on the pop back up. So that was a really good trade. Here on the red to green move, I tried to buy this kind of big sell-off and look for continuation. That didn't work, but once I realized it didn't work, I got out really quickly. So that's always really important. You just want to cut your losses really fast. Similar situation here, went for a little dip trade on that 180-day SMA right here in this area, but the pop was so weak, and then I quickly went ahead and closed it. So yeah, that was the day trading. It was a really tough day. Congrats to anyone that's green today. Honestly, just lock it up and celebrate. And if you're red today, there's really no hard feelings. You guys should not be stressed. Have a good dinner and just, relax. Maybe even take some of the week off. I was thinking about taking this week off as well. I'll definitely be, probably doing a half day Thursday. So really quickly, if I'm green on the day, I'll just be calling it. it's better to relax on these holiday weeks because it just gets a little sporadic and inconsistent, even more so than usual, which it's been pretty crazy. And quick little side note, in the Discord this morning, Yim Shim and I almost had the exact same trade this morning, and then Yim Shim writes, dude, I'm telling you, I learned everything from you. I followed you for 1.2 years. I watched your videos during lockdown and live videos because we were live streaming for about 1.5 years. I watch your recap videos and videos on YouTube every day. I took the course on Skillshare more than 2 times. I would say you taught me everything I know. Much love. So just wanted to say, Yim Shim, thank you for those kind words, and sorry if I'm butchering your username, but let's keep growing together, and I'll see you and everyone else in the Discord tomorrow morning. If you do want to check out my portfolio and learn from it and see my trades and watch lists and all that fun stuff, just go to tradejournal.co/Winkler. That's my account, and check out my day trading and swing trading portfolios. Those are the ones that we're always talking about in these recap videos. And if you do want to get started on Trade Journal, a good place to start is tradejournal.co/connect, where you can follow these steps right here, create an account, join and get active on the Discord. This is where we're always hanging out, right here in the small cap day trading room. I'm always in there from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, like clockwork, at least on weekdays. And we got 128 members online right now. And then I got my foundation video series right here with my slides and checklist if you want to really dive deep into the small cap momentum trading strategy. Really quickly, I'll just go to all my swing trades and let's open it up here just so we can get a better bird's eye view. Today, my swing trades are up around, let's see, 1,000 there and almost 1,000 there. I don't know, maybe like 1,600. Not like a crazy day because our swing trades have been selling off so much. So they've been actually quite exhausting. It's been quite unfortunate, honestly. And it was kind of funny. Someone who was like, Alex, there's always somebody that gives you a dislike, because in the past you could see who disliked on YouTube, or not who, but you could see dislikes. Now you don't see them anymore. But I just said it's probably whoever bought CLOV, because I made a video on buying CLOV, and that's one of my worst performing stocks. And so let's go to the daily chart, and actually let's just go to the 4-hour chart, zoom in on the 4-hour chart here nicely, and then let's just go through our swing trades really quickly so we can get a bird's eye view. And if you are curious on what my trade prices are, my averages, these are all my averages in this area. This is my quantity. And so you can see with XL, for example, I only have 100 shares. So this was just an alert buy. I wanted to buy more, but then I was already fully allocated with other tickers and I didn't have more buying power. So I just, in my Roth IRA account, so I just pretty much stopped at that one. I actually would have loved to buy more XL because it bounced a few times really nicely. So let's start with QS. So this ticker, this ticker is a weird one because somehow it always runs away from me. You can see here, for example, like this was a 60% bounce. I only had my 1 share that got triggered and it ran away from me. This happened multiple times. It was almost like a bad joke at one point how many times I missed QS. But eventually I actually got a really nice buy here, and it did pull up quickly, but guess what? I sold here before that big move to the upside again. This was like an okay trade. I actually made like, I don't know, 15-20% on it. But again, I missed that big 60% rally. So I was constantly waiting for a bigger sell-off. And if we go to the daily chart, you can kind of see I was buying around this support zone. Unfortunately, I didn't recognize how strong this downwards trend was. So I kind of got stuck into this one. And I never cut my losses. I should have cut all my losses right here in this area for a small loser, and then really bought back, because this was a pretty solid 15% bounce. I mean, what am I waiting for? Maybe a move here to 28. Even if we get that, there's a good chance it's gonna, reverse back to here, and I could be buying back in this area. So that was kind of foolish on me, but now it's really forming a nice bottom, and I do think we could get that, move back to 30 or so, where at which point I might start, just selling covered calls on, or I just might close the whole position. I couldn't stay at the moment. I just want to watch the price action a little bit more. Then we got OTLY. I had a really nice trade in this area, made like 25% plus. That was a really good one. And then I wanted to start accumulating because it finally went below $5 billion in market cap. And that's what I was waiting for, because that's what Beyond Meat is. And I find these companies quite similar, and they're quite equally large and well known. So I like the fact that it totally came back from its all-time highs and was at a really reasonable price, around 62% off from the all-time highs. Then it unfortunately had a big flush here, and then I started accumulating more, getting proper size on this one. Everything was looking good. I was up like 20%. I think my average was somewhere here in this area. I was up, I don't know. And then eventually just keeps on selling off. But I do feel like there's a good floor coming in, so I don't really see myself cutting this one. Again, selling covered calls, I think is the way to go. and that's what I'm going to be doing on any sort of green pops. Then we got Space. This one, oh man, talk about entering too soon. I just got obliterated on Space. It was a huge sell-off, and I actually did some really good trades on the way to the upside, and this sell-off was so strong. Eventually we come back to some really good support around $15. I start front running this because I already thought the support was coming in here. So that was a bit of a mistake. I should have waited till we really found this good support zone. I'm still holding on to it. I think it could easily pop up 60% or so, go back to like $20. That's what I would be looking for to at least to take profits. I don't think I'm going to be selling Space anytime soon. A lot of these tickers I really like. I just totally got in way too soon. Similar situation with LMND. Just got in way too soon. There was big support in this area, and I started getting aggressive way too soon. And now this area, this former support is a new resistance. And again, I should have closed this one with the intention of rebuying. But when I start over trading my swing trades, it gets sloppy. So that's probably a big reason I didn't do it. What I should have done here is at least sell some covered calls. That would have been really nice. Yeah, but I didn't. But LMND, another ticker that I really like. I like the fact that it's down from its highs, 74% or so. It could easily start picking up some momentum. We had some good support in these zones initially. I just don't see myself selling these companies because they're, totally sold off. And any day it could be up like 20-30%. Especially by the end of a week or so. So I overall like them. The one ticker I don't like is PaySafe. This ticker is just an overall disaster. I don't even know why I'm still holding on to it. Probably because I feel like one day I'm just going to wake up and it's going to be a gap up day and it's going to be at like $7 or so. Whenever that does happen, there's a good chance I'm just going to close the whole thing. I haven't been following PaySafe as much as I should be. This ticker has been just a total disaster. Here you can see on PaySafe, I'm down 3.5 thousand on it, and it's not even that big of a position. Like on CLOV, I'm down $4,000, but it's a pretty big position, so it's a total different category. Talking about CLOV, let's actually go to this one. We've traded CLOV so many times in the past, and overall, I'm quite green on this ticker, and I do like it a lot. Unfortunately, I bought in too soon. Again, so they came out with a bit of an offering news somewhere in this area, and they just collapsed after that. Luckily, Shamath came out and actually bought more of CLOV as well, and he's accumulating as well. So I feel like that's a good catalyst, and I feel like at one point CLOV will come back to its glory days, but you don't know how long I'm going to be sitting on this one. It is down like 85%, and unfortunately my average is around like 5.5, and right now it's at 376. So this one's been pretty brutal, but luckily it is kind of forming somewhat of a base again, but just another covered call candidate. XL, I have 100 shares in this one, and I would probably end up buying a lot more of this one once I free up some capital. I really like a move towards around 2.5 or so. If we can reach that area, I'm going to be accumulating it because its market cap has shrunk so substantially, and this ticker fundamentally is constantly doing really well, and it's down 90% from its highs. This ticker is going to pop like crazy at one point, but who knows when. And this is why I don't use leverage, because I can hold on to these for as long as I want. I always have like a 2-month horizon on my swing trades. And then SBEA, this is the company, the SPAC that's going to be taking Black Rifle Coffee Company public. I started accumulating this one around like, I think my average is like 10.30 or something like that. Sometimes I'm, just barely green, but often I'm right on this one, waiting for another big pop to the upside. It does have a, $433 million market cap at the moment, which I do feel like is maybe a little bit high, but I thought this ticker was going to have a lot more momentum behind it, but it just totally evaporated. So that didn't look too good. And you're probably wondering to yourself, Alex, why don't you have any green swing trades? You only have red swing trades. You absolutely suck. The truth is, yes, my swing trades have been getting clobbered, but two, if I am up like 20-50% on my swing trades, I close them. So you don't see any of the green swing trades because I already closed them all. Overall, my swing trading portfolio has done extremely well in Q2, and I'm pretty happy about it. And I don't really have any intent of selling. It's just like with coin, when we were accumulating it, and for months I was at red and break even, but eventually it had that big move over $300, and we were able to finally take advantage of our CLOV swing trade and see it bloom like we were expecting it to. So with swing trading, it's a little bit like you set it up and you forget it, which is why I love swing trading. You can really just do it in a really relaxed way. And as long as nothing fundamentally changes on these companies to the downside, I'll still be looking at them and I'll still be holding my position. The only one that I probably will be closing for a substantial loss is PSFE. Well, hopefully the only one I'll be closing for a substantial loss is PaySafe. That one really just did not hit the mark. And ever since the SPAC conversion, it's just been a horrendous ticker. Well then, that's all for this video. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.